Hello, my friends. Here's another spooky one. Don't forget to subscribe. Smash that like button and share on social media for me. Enjoy. Lila had always been drawn to antiques. Her small shop, Timeless Treasures, was a haven for those who appreciated the charm of old, forgotten objects. On a particularly quiet afternoon, she stumbled upon an ornate, dust-covered mirror hidden in the back of her store. Its intricate carvings and slightly warped glass hinted at its age and history, piquing Lila's curiosity. Deciding to restore the mirror, Lila brought it home. She carefully cleaned the frame and polished the glass until it gleamed. Pleased with her work, she hung it in her living room, where it added a touch of vintage elegance to the space. That night, as she was drifting off to sleep, Lila was jolted awake by a cold breeze. She checked the windows. They were all closed. Shivering, she returned to bed, dismissing the chill as a draft. But the breeze persisted, always seeming to emanate from the direction of the mirror. The next evening, as Lila read by the fireplace, she glanced at the mirror and saw something that made her heart skip a beat. Reflected in the glass was a shadowy figure standing behind her. She spun around, but the room was empty. When she looked back at the mirror, the figure was gone. Over the next few days, the strange occurrences escalated. Lila would hear faint whispers in the dead of night, voices so soft they were almost imperceptible. Objects in her home began to move on their own. Books shifted on shelves, chairs scraped across the floor, and doors creaked open and shut. One night, Lila woke to the sound of soft, rhythmic tapping. She sat up and saw the mirror glowing faintly. As she approached, the tapping grew louder. She peered into the glass and saw the shadowy figure again, its face now clearer. It was a gaunt, pale man with hollow eyes that seemed to stare directly into her soul. "Who are you?" Lila whispered, her voice trembling. The figure did not respond but continued to stare. She felt a sudden rush of cold air, and the whispers grew louder, forming discernible words. "Help. Me." Lila backed away, her heart pounding. She needed answers. The next day, she went to the local library to research the mirror. After hours of searching, she found an old newspaper article about a mansion that had burned down nearly a century ago. The owner, a man named Edward Carlyle, was said to have perished in the fire. According to the article, the mirror was one of the few items salvaged from the ruins. Determined to uncover the truth, Lila visited the ruins of the Carlyle mansion. There she met an elderly woman named Margaret, who had lived in the town her whole life. Margaret recounted the tragic tale of Edward Carlyle, a reclusive man rumored to have dabbled in the occult. Some believed his spirit had been trapped in the mirror during the fire. Armed with this new knowledge, Lila returned home, intent on freeing Edward's spirit. She spent the next few days researching rituals to cleanse haunted objects. Finally, she found one that seemed promising. That night, under the light of a full moon, Lila performed the ritual. She placed candles around the mirror and chanted the incantation she had found. As she spoke the final words, the mirror began to vibrate, and the figure of Edward appeared once more, his hollow eyes now filled with desperation. "Please release me," he whispered. With a final prayer, Lila shattered the mirror with a heavy iron candlestick. As the glass broke, a gust of wind swept through the room, extinguishing the candles. For a moment, everything was still. Then, the oppressive chill lifted, and the whispers ceased. In the days that followed, Lila felt a sense of peace return to her home. The strange occurrences stopped, and the air no longer felt cold and heavy. She knew she had done the right thing. Edward's spirit was finally at rest. Timeless Treasures continued to thrive, and Lila never brought another mirror home again. She had learned that some relics of the past were best left undisturbed, their stories too dark to be revived. I knew there was a reason I didn't like antique mirrors. Subscribe if you have not already. Hit that like button for me and share on social media. And to your horror fanatic friends, it really is much appreciated. And as always, my friends, I will see you on the dark side. Sweet nightmares.